So we're back. So a little while ago, I tried to make Jill McKeevers Game Changer cheese. Now I made it last week and I made a video of it, but it didn't turn out, so I was a little disappointed about that. So we're going to remake it again this week. I did like it, but I have a Ninja blender, not a Vitamix. And the Vitamixes will heat things in there. It'll like actually cook soups and stuff, whereas the Ninja doesn't. So last week, I ended up cooking the cornstarch separately on the stove. And that's what I'm going to do this week too, because I tried to use tapioca starch, and I just mixed it in with part of the water and then poured it in kind of as a slurry. And I also thought I would try these fire roasted tomatoes in a can. Yeah, it's not the same thing, not at all, no. They're just tomatoes that have been scorched on a grill. They're not quite the same. But this is what came out of this. I'm gonna come around here and show you. And it is not cheese sauce. And trust me, it doesn't smell much better than it looks. So we're gonna try this again because I really do want this cheese sauce. And while most of the ingredients are blending up, I'm gonna do what I did last time, because I can't just put cornstarch straight in here since this doesn't heat. So while everything else is blending up, I'm actually going to take and cook the cornstarch on the stove. So the recipe calls for 4 cups of water. I've got 2 cups in this jar. And then I've got the 2 cups of water and the 1/4 cup of cornstarch that I'm going to use right here. So I'll do that while this is blending up. So we're going to start with our 2 cups of rolled oats. Almost 2 cups. A couple of escapees there. The cornstarch is the next item, but we're going to do that separately. 1/2 cup of nutritional yeast. And I've got 2 teaspoons of onion powder and 2 teaspoons of salt already measured out here. So I'm just going to pour them in. If I can get away with it next time, I'm only going to put 1 teaspoon of salt in because I'm not a big salt fan. The red peppers. Okay. I think this is about 10 ounces, 298 milliliters. So it came to like 10.14 ounces or something. So I'm going to pour that in, juice and all, just like she says. Come on. For little things. Okay, let's get this in here. This one doesn't have as much juice as it does peppers. So we'll get this in here. And then I kind of tried as best I could to figure out what the difference was. 12 ounces works out to about 340 milliliters. And that's 298 milliliters, which 298 milliliters works out to about 10 ounces, a little more than 10 ounces. This is about 2 ounces. Thank goodness for shot glasses. So, we've got that in there. 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. Geez, I'm making a mess here. One tablespoon of lemon juice, and then the 4 cups of water. And a 1/4 teaspoon of liquid smoke. So here's my teaspoon. Yeah, a 1/4 teaspoon. I'm not quite sure how much that's going to be. Probably about that much. We'll find out. Okay, so, and then I'm going to put 2 cups of water in here. And I'm going to let this blend. Now, Jill, I just got some stray oatmeal running around here. Jill lets hers blend for 5 minutes. And when I made this the first time, it does take about that long for the tomato and the oatmeal to all break up. So while that's doing that, I am going to take the cornstarch in the water and I'm going to heat it up and I'm going to make a thickener. And then I'll do like I did last time. I'm just going to pour it straight in and blend it in. So here we go. Oh, power first. Power first is a good thing. Okay, so that's not quite smooth, but I am done with this, and I don't know if you can see this or not. Maybe not. It's a little hard to see. I don't want to pour it on the floor here. See how it's kind of gone milky? It's a lot more opaque. It was pure white. So I'm gonna try and put it in. Now this isn't fully 100% blended. There's still little pieces of black in there. So I'm gonna pour this in and then I'm gonna put the lid back on and we're gonna blend it up for a couple of minutes. Last time I did this, I had transferred this over to my food processor. I'm hoping it'll just work. Boy. Let's see how this works. Okay, so for starters, get this lid off of here. I'm just gonna, this cheese sauce on the lid here doesn't look very thickened, but that's okay because it didn't really have too much of the cornstarch in it. So, all right, this is gonna tell me a lot. Okay, there we go. Smells good. It smells really, really good. Okay. Tastes pretty good too. So let's pour it in and see what we get. See, it's like that about now. It'll thicken up in the fridge. But when I made it last time, it thickened up really good. So I have the same. So this bowl is a 1.75 quart bowl. So I think that's right around 7-ish cups, I think. But I'm just gonna let it sit. This is how you make Jill McKeevers Game Changer cheese sauce with a Ninja instead of a Vitamix. You just basically have to cook the cornstarch separately on the stove. And I had used 2 cups in there with a 1/4 cup of cornstarch. Maybe next time I would either do 1 cup of water or probably 1.5 cups of water and 2.5 cups in the blender with everything else. So I would have maybe broken it down a little bit more. But yeah, and I can see this starting to congeal up. So that's how you make it. Jill McKeevers Game Changer cheese in a Ninja blender.